emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported Mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. In addition to other outbreaks of other clades of Mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next.
So I could have the archivists do this, and we probably should, but in the last 2 years, I probably said 1,000 times to the obnoxious level that they're going to create a new pandemic right before the election. And when they failed 3 months ago to pass their UN takeover of all the countries on paper, they still have the countries quietly doing it in Europe and Australia, and of course the US government's involved as well, quarterbacking it. But I said since their treaty failed, they're really going to create fear. So they tried the bird flu and had their PCR test turned up really high the last few months and killed millions of chickens and hundreds of thousands of cows and ran around fear-mongering, but nobody bought into it. And the FDA and people came out and said, well, we want everybody that works around cows to wear hazmat suits. Cows are all deadly. They're going to make you sick. People were like, give me a freaking break. And it's the same thing with chickens. So the bird flu didn't work, but they did authorize the shots for that, the mRNA garbage 2 weeks ago. But that didn't create fear. So they tried monkeypox with stories, remember over a year ago, oh, in Pennsylvania, a truck turned over and deadly monkeys, like a horror movie got out, and they got monkeypox. And then monkeypox is everywhere. And then it was homosexual men in like New York and San Francisco that have hundreds of partners a month, literally. And a few of them got this monkeypox, reportedly from like eating poop or something is how you have to do it. I mean, I'm not joking, folks. Just type in, gay men monkeypox onto X or something. Actually, who knows what'll come up. But the point is that that's what's going on. But that didn't work. So people know monkeypox is already debunked. So now it's Mpox. Kind of like, oh, there's a new variant. There's the flirt variant of COVID. So they're telling you COVID's back. They're telling you all this stuff's back. And let me tell you, there's a lot of weird illnesses going on. They did inject millions of people with experimental stuff that causes other viruses to mutate. That's very real. There's a lot of weird crap going on, but we're all eating GMO. We're in 5G. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying you shouldn't fortify your immune system and be ready for whatever they're going to release. In fact, more so than ever. But it's just insane. So here's Tedros, by the way, who ran the health system in Ethiopia for the communist dictatorship. Reportedly over 1.5 million people died of cholera. He wouldn't give them aid. So they're like, well, this guy kills his own people. We'll just promote him up to the top. And now he's always saying censor everybody. And you heard his mouthpiece say, I met with Tedros and he agrees we need to use UN troops on Americans to make them take shots during the next lockdown. Did you hear what I just said? I remember the old timers. When I was first getting on there 30 years ago, the UN plans to invade. And I'm like, that'll never happen. No one will put up with it. They're like, well, here's 7277. And here's the document, 1963. And it was all real. I'm like, yeah, let them try that. But see, they don't come with UN helmets. They come to the medical system and the bureaucracy and a central banking system to track everybody. So that's what they've been wargaming, how they're trying to create all this hysteria. Here's Tedros.
Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported Mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. In addition to other outbreaks of other clades of Mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
This is so transparent. Their global power grab treaty fails. They're still ramming it through piecemeal per country. And then now they need more fear. And so right on time, it's Mpox. Wow. These guys mean business, don't they? WHO declares global emergency over new Mpox. Oh, it's not monkeypox last year. Now it's Mpox. Does that scare you? Many years ago, I coined the term 360 win. That's another way of saying it's a non-zero sum game. The nanos, and they're amazing. A 3.
All right. Well, there it is, guys. You've got the early info on the next great worldwide epidemic to shut down the world so that we can have mail-in balloting there. Monkeypox.
Right.
Now this, I don't know, it could end up being like a legit problem, but you know why it's going to be a legit problem? Because we're letting all these people cross the borders with no checks from third world countries where this stuff is prevalent.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, is that it? Did they have monkeypox out there? Like, where is the monkey? I thought it was Ebola.
Oh no, man! Ebola kills too fast. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. What about dengue?
Dengue fever. I mean, yeah, you could probably see that too.
Right. Right.
And polio is like a real threat now too. You know, the United States eliminated polio a while back. It's been a while. But military veterans, military personnel are still immunized against polio. But the wider population is not. And that is a pretty big concern because polio does still exist in the world.
Oh, it does, for sure.
In third world nations. And by letting these...
Cholera.
Cholera. Letting these third worlders in here is going to cause some issues with that.
I mean, one thing is certain is the R rate, you know, we are in a terminal decline, and we have the promotion of pride. We have the promotion of non-childbearing families. It's absolutely verboten on AI. You know, you can't talk about it now, but it was pretty obvious. I don't have any literature to hand, but if you look around for it, I don't have any authors to hand. If you just look on the internet for terminal decline, there are a few professors, like I'm saying, I don't have the name of those professors to hand, so I can't whip out it was Dr. Smith or whoever said it. But it's a well-known thing that if the population reaches around 10%, 9%, around that area of non-childbearing family units, I say family in quote marks because they don't have kids, we go into terminal decline. That means ghost cities. That means ghost towns. That means, you know, we don't have the resources anymore. We don't have the new recruits. And is that not what we are seeing? We have a problem with keeping up with recruitment levels. We know that Japan is already admitting they're in terminal decline.
I think Japan
lying about
has been in terminal decline for a long time, though, and the world's known particularly about Japan's terminal decline issues. But theirs are really, theirs particularly I think are very unique to their own culture. In the sense that you just can't get young men in Japan to step far away enough from work and technology to want to have intercourse with women.
Well, I mean, I'm going now, and it's enough to put the hairs up on any man, I think, who lives in the rural community. If you go out there and have a look on the search right now, it's going back to 2021, dying villages in Japan due to terminal decline, where there are no younger generations. The older generations lived in those villages. The younger generations didn't come. And one by one, like dominoes, The economy falls in the rural areas because the villages become abandoned. There is no one to farm. There is no one to work. Your cottage industries of working together. I farm the cattle over here. You do the feed over here. You process the milk. We make a little industry, you know. It's falling apart. And one man can't do all the work himself. One family can't do it all themselves. And this part of the responsibility we have to raise families, to teach our young how to be self-sufficient, how to sustain, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to be forced to live in the city. You're not going to have a choice. Or a country boy can survive. Don't get me wrong, you know. A country boy can survive, but it's the choice of life that you want to live. You may find it's difficult to find a partner if there's no chicks, you know. If there's no women for you to date, you're going to have to go to the city to find one, right? And then come back to the rural area? What if she doesn't want to live in the rural area? So it means a consolidation of the population. It means making the population densely crowded around the ports again. I know this is a familiar topic that we talked about many times. So you would all be crowded around in a port. That makes you incredibly convenient to the ruling class to control, to manipulate you, to move you around. You're already at the port. So where do you go next? What happens next? You know, they've already got you there. You can ship you out, put you on boats, put you on trains, put you on planes. Yeah. Easy to control, you know, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always said that if something major goes down, the cities are not the places you want to be. Obviously, I think most people know that. People know this. You want to get the hell away from the cities. The problem is they're going to flood into the rural areas, and they're probably not going to get such a warm welcome.
I think overall, at the present time, with the amount of soy and effemination of males that we see just
they probably
widespread,
can't even make it to the rural area.
They can't
get picked off before it happened.
I find it very difficult to find my younger peers now, to see them really like they are all disappointing in a sense. I mean, in a way, they're obsessed with video games. They're not obsessed with really anything else. They spend a huge amount of time online streaming video games. And I thought for a long time, video game usage, just the sheer amount of it, the streaming, 12-hour, 24-hour streamers, it exists. It sounds ridiculous. They do it. They stream these games. Now, some games are important when it teaches team-based, especially combat-based, tactical-based, simulation, flight simulation, strategy. I'm not saying we have to live in a world, you know, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, of course, right? I'm not saying that, but at the same time, anyone whose career, whose job is to play a video game is fucking really dropping out of society. They are a dropout. They are a deadbeat. They're what used to be called a beatnik, down in the park with his little drum and his weird little goatee, right? That's what a streamer is these days. They're a neckbeard. They're a cringe lord. They sit on the stream, you know, playing their video game, trying to get donations, trying to get the next level. What's the reward out of it? What's the point of it? That's why I'm glad to see Tfue quit. Tfue was an incredible gamer. You know, I used to watch Tfue play all these different clips of him play, you know, incredible accuracy. How the fuck did he do it, sort of thing, you know? But I think even he realized after a while, like once you grow out of that so far, he had the house. He's a country boy, right, Tfue? I don't know what his real name is. I've forgotten. Carter, maybe. Connor, I can't remember. He started in the countryside though, right? And then he ended up being in a much nicer place because of everything that streaming gives him. And then he quit streaming. They start doing streams going out on his boat, and then he just stopped streaming games. And I think in the end, he just had a contract with Minecraft, because I would check in on Tfue, and the guy would be playing Minecraft, and I would just sort of scratch my head, like, how can any guy... When I was his age, I was running strip clubs. I was working in porn. What the fuck is he doing? He's like at the peak of his life. He's like 23. He's peaking, man. He should be looking for doing cool shit with his life. I'm not telling everyone to go and start a go-go bar or whatever, but get out of the fucking house, touch grass, book a flight.
That's it. Touch grass. Please touch grass.
Touch grass, book a flight, pick a friend somewhere that you want to hang out with that's on the other side of the world. You know, go make a vlog or whatever, a blog, a cookbook, whatever it is, a travel show, just fucking do something. If that means having to completely change your schedule, completely change what you're doing, and you're in your 20s, do it in a heartbeat.
Do it.
I'm 37 now, man. Trust me, I would love to do shit like that, like right now. But once you got family, once you got kids, and you got routine and taking them to school, and there's so many things you have to like, you know, manage as a father. Do it when you're young.
The best thing I can tell young
road.
people is, as you get older, one thing you're going to find out happens is that the days get longer, but the years get a lot shorter.
But time is moving quicker. We will do a show, and you will tell me, you know, that was 2 hours. And it's gone like in a flash, man. I was drinking a coffee and smoking a joint. That's it. You know, and it's gone in a flash, right? But when I was younger, man, 2 hours is like, whoa, like, okay, that's like, you know, oh, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go and see my friends. Time moves at a different pace as you get older. I think it's
totally.
It's a subjective thing, maybe.
It is. It's totally subjective. It's just our perception of time. You know, I remember from the few things I remember from being young, because everything before 19 is just shattered pieces at this point. Too many IEDs. Yeah. Shattered pieces before that.
Right.
But I remember the 4 years of high school being like, I felt like high school was never going to end, you know?
It's never going to end. And the summer holiday wasn't long enough.
No.
And, you know, the vacation wasn't long enough, and the school would never end. And when is this going to be over? It's ruining my life. And it's like, you look back, it's a blip, man.
It's a blip.
It's just
That's right.
Fucking tiny blip. Like, I mean, raise a kid, and your school, the whole time you was at school, is just like, yeah, put into perspective, you know, like, you spent that whole time at school, and then just from infant age to like 4 or 5, yeah, that's middle school, that's school pretty much, right? Well, it'll go in a blink of an eye, man. I mean, yeah, they're crawling, and then they're running, and then they're, you know,
oh yeah, yeah, my daughter just turned 5, man, and I was like, holy crap, she's 5. You know, it feels like just yesterday she was a baby. It couldn't move anywhere on her own and wanted to nap all day. And I had to carry her everywhere with me. And now she's just this incredible little human that is trying to find her independence already, which I don't really care for that a whole lot, but but you know, even my 4 years in the Marine Corps, man, like I thought my 4 years in high school was long. I thought the 4 years I spent in the Marine Corps was really never going to end.
Just never.
Maybe
just
because I was
ending.
awake for most of it.
I think the sleep thing is a big part of it. Yeah, I had same sort of problems working in adult, long days. And obviously not the same things. I wasn't being blown up by IEDs, for fuck's sake. Can't really compare it. But a lot of office work for anyone, I think, is the sleep deprivation part.
I probably consumed a lot of the content that you were helping to create.
I think it's probably where there is a link between us, right? Yeah, man. It's but is it a fruitful goal is all I'm saying at the end of it, right? At the end of it. And I've met many people who are producers, award winners. They've gone the whole way. They're an XBiz award winner. They're there. XBiz still emails me happy birthday and tells me all of my friends' birthdays on there. I haven't logged into it for decades. I can't even delete my account because I don't know how to get in there. By the way, XBiz is a social network that was around before MySpace, before Facebook, for porn only. It's the industry platform. It's the LinkedIn of porn, right? And that's where everyone hang out, and that's where the world goes on. Now, you see how lonely we are in the world of adult is that it makes sure it always emails me birthdays. Because that's so important when you work in adult, is that you have a big buzz on your birthday. But none of these people give a fuck, man. None of them care. They don't really care. Well, they're just doing it because they're in this boat of being an outcast, and you're in the sub-economy. Well, not sub-dominant. What I mean is you're in the shadow world. You're in another world, right? And then they had the whole OnlyFans thing come through in the last 5 years. And that's been it's been a shocker for me. It's been a real mind blower, because it used to be that this was kind of like the parallel economy or the hidden economy. You could go and get a desk job, you could go and get a day job, or you can work in, you know, strippers, webcam, online business. and make a ridiculous amount of money in a short amount of time. Nowadays, it's like that's become the norm for a lot of people, and they live like a normal life around it. They go do podcasting. Who was I looking at yesterday? It was one you were showing a comment of something the other day. I think we were on private chat. You were showing something where someone had written, "You are a whore. You are a fucking dirty whore. You're oh, that was it. Your tweet. It was. I'm talking about your post. The simp.
The simp.
Your post about the simp who bought the car.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and bring that up, because I do have that.
Bring it up on stream.
I do have that ready on here, and we'll come back to this video that was on here, because I do want to talk about it a little bit too.
Yeah, please. Let's not get too off the thread here, but it's just talking about life goals, and like, yeah, if we can just bring that up on stream, like.
Yeah. Now, so this let me provide some context for the people watching. I was on X early this morning, and I just happened to be scrolling through my feed, and you never know what you're going to get. You know, there's always some surprises.
Never know.
And I see this, and I just lost my mind. Because this chick posted, "My top spender on OnlyFans bought me my dream car." And I couldn't help but to post, "Men, please be men and stop being soy boy simps." And I wholeheartedly mean that. If you are wealthy and you have money to blow, please don't blow it on some OnlyFans skank. If you want to blow money like that, go to a strip club and do some blow off of a stripper's ass, because that's a better use of your money. That's a better use of your money than buying this chick a car.
Don't do any of it. Burn your money. Watch it. Well, no, that's communism. But give it away. Give it a charity. Do something else. Get away from all of that. Get away from it all. Do something which cannot pay. Plant a seed and take ages for it to grow, and like grow a tomato that costs you your rent. You know what I mean? Like do something that's I know that sounds completely asinine what I'm saying, but the money that's going into this adult entertainment world, and just talking from personal experience of this, or of how shit usually goes, it's generally people who are quite well off and have a company card that they can put it on, and they forget about it. It's not cash. It's company card. It's company money. It comes out of some slush account. You know what I mean? And it's just a bit of fun. I understand that. It's like ordering the ribeye for them, right? It's just a bit of fun.
But
at
it's insane.
Yeah?
It's insane.
It's way too. It's not an economy.
And
it's what it is.
I'm going to be straight up. The women that do this crap do not deserve this.
Well, look, they deserve it for bearing all. Yeah, they do, like, for bearing all. But what I mean is they deserve something for what they're doing. Yeah, this we can't take that out of the equation. But are they getting it? Because believe me, I never met anyone. By the way, Alexis Texas, one of the biggest stars, she didn't get paid for her pay site. 2 managers took all that, and she was the ass, like the ass of
I know
2
Alexis
years,
Texas.
right? Everyone knows Alexis Texas, right? She did not get paid, and that's why she quit from her management. When she had a pay site, the management was taking the money. She didn't get shit.
Yeah,
that's all over adult news.
Yeah,
another one, Ashlyn Brooke. Another one, she was extremely popular, Ashlyn Brooke. She quit. Why did she quit? Never got her paycheck. How can it be that someone who is on DVD releases, whose name is plastered all over, who is a pay site fucking actress, you know, another one will come to my mind in a minute. What's her name? Deegan. I can't remember her first name. But, you know, we used to do prank calls, and we would call up the studio just to fucking rag on them, you know, like we thought it was hilarious. We would call these studios just to, you know, try and book the model and say, "Oh, but did you pay her yet?" Is she available? Can you still book? Like, I can't remember all the names, but at the time there were agencies that we were in contact with, you know, and it's still probably that way now. I'd imagine it's on crack now, because we're talking over a decade ago when I did this. But basically, you could turn up a country boy, a country girl in LA and get an agent within the weekend and be shooting for Vivid, Digital Playground. I don't want to name too many names here. Hustler, like Evil Angel, like any of these big brands. You could be shooting for them in a very short space of time, But would you get the compensation? Would you, you're doing these shoots. They're doing fucking gangbang. They're getting all kinds of shit. They're getting pissed on. They're getting, all kinds of shit, right? But are they getting paid? They get maybe an apartment. They get some perks. One thing that was always really keen on the people I was working with was to move me out to Miami, is to get me into Miami. And they would always say the same thing. You'll get the Escalade. You get this house. You get a package, right? You get given a package. Then you got to manage. You got to manage this section. You got to manage this thing you're shooting. Manage POV or manage, whatever it is. Manage the Latina niche. And the meme at the time, and I still remember this meme. The meme was a pay site owner on his computer desk, right? I wonder if I can find the cartoon of it. But the meme that they always used to send this out. It was the pay site owner, and he didn't have time to take a crap because his pay site was blowing up so much. There were so many subscribers. And he was having to pay his affiliates, because the way that porn works is like multi-level marketing. It's affiliate marketing, right? So you have a producer, whatever their name is, a studio, and you get people to sign up to their promotion. You've all seen these promotions. Sign up now, only $1, free access, right? And you all know what happens. You put your credit card in to approve yourself as being 21 years old, approve yourself as being legal age to view the content, right? And then you forget to cancel, and they sting you.
And then they get you.
And they get you. And then you're just kind of locked into paying for this adult site, right? Now, believe it or not, the money that those things make, big bucks.
Oh, without a doubt.
Big bucks.
Without a doubt.
So
I just have this thing about OnlyFans girls, man, and seeing, and I occasionally go and watch Twitch or something, and then you'll see chicks like Amaranth who just like rubs does this Asmir crap with lotion, rubbing this little microphone and dancing around in a bikini, playing exercise games and shit. And fast forward a couple of years, and this chick's worth something like $12 million.
For what reason? That money is being accumulated there, but where are the new things? Where is the new, new? You're gonna build a town, gonna found a town. You could do something with that. You gonna create jobs? No. The problem with money is money comes with responsibility. If you're gonna have that much money, there comes a huge responsibility with it. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but
this kind of makes me want to watch the financial interview. There's this little financial dude on YouTube. It's really popular. I can't remember his name at all. But he did an interview with Amaranth and was talking about what she was spending money on.
Wow.
And some of the stuff was just completely insane.
It will be the biggest waste of money. Look, the owner of Pornhub, his house burnt down. He didn't really give a fuck. And you should have seen what his house was like. He didn't really care. He was building a house. He's Canadian. They're from Montreal. And, his house burned down. And it was some ridiculous place, near to Drake or whatever. But no one knows what this guy looks like. Everyone knows what the hub is. You know what the guy who owns the Pornhub looks like?
No.
Do you know what the guy who owns any of these big brands looks like? No one knows. That's what I mean about it being a shadow economy. And I was, one of those guys. This is just hanging out. They go to expos. That's the weird thing is it's just like you got the SHOT Show in guns. You got the porn show. AVN Awards. XBiz. Yeah. You got all this shit, right? And when you go there, you will see that there is a movement that's been around for quite a long time, which is for Christ. Christ is King, is in those expos. They have Christian donations and charities which are trying to tell adult performers, there's a way out. You can get out. As corny as that sounds. There is a better way. There's a better way. As corny and as ridiculous. Now, I used to laugh at them when I would see them. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this for real? But it made me think. It's what helped me get out of that. Is that this is a sick life, and I'm hanging out with dudes that are granddads that are not growing up. Why aren't they with their families? Why are they always at these shows? We wear suits. Yeah, we're fucking, wow, it's so amazing. Yeah, we got a pass to some party with Snoop Dogg or whatever, right? But end of the day, it's not really the same as meeting up after a hard day's work, whatever it is on the field, whatever it is on the roof. Whatever it is, seeing that cement pour. Believe me now, anyone listening, standing back, looking at that lawn you've just taken care of is more satisfaction than you can get in any of this OnlyFans, in any of this shit they're done. They will never get the satisfaction of pressure washing a driveway because they just won't do it. They'll hire someone to do it.
Yeah.
And they'll never experience that satisfaction of doing it themselves. And the longer, the more the years roll around, the more my friend would call me to show me his Lamborghini. The more and more, the more I just
Because that's
know
all he has.
it's all he has. Yeah. Ended up with brain cancer. Young guy. Ended up with a brain tumor. Ended up losing all of his money in neurology and trying to find out what's going on. Had a fucking golf ball growing in his head. Poor guy. But hey, if he exercised a bit, I mean, the guy was on a step tracker because he spent so much time reclining, eating grapes, having threesomes or whatever. He didn't walk enough. He didn't do enough steps in his day. So he had to have a step counter in his massive plaza where he had, gardeners and multiple swimming pools and owned acres and acres of land. Never cut the grass, never oiled the gate. You know what I mean? Never put the dishes away, never made his bed. And life was taken from him. So it's, and I remember he called me, he said, been to see a spiritual master. And do you know what the big news was? The big news was that it wasn't that he had brain cancer. It was that he'd found out that men can lose their erection. Dun, dun, dun! That was the shock horror thing, was that, did you know this? Did you know, bro, that if you don't stay super healthy, you can lose your erection?
Yeah.
It can go. No shit, bro. You can also lose your mind and your health. You can get AIDS, you can get fucking herpes, and you can also just waste your life not raising children, spending your whole time with bottles of champagne and lounging about. But it's the lifestyle they want to promote. There is a point in what I'm making here. It wraps back to the dink. Disposable income, no kids. Like the guy that's the spender on this chick here. With porn and with all of this stuff, they are ultimately just funding this dink lifestyle. Disposable income doesn't exist.
No.
It doesn't exist. I used to know a guy, had a dancer. His wife was a dancer at the Spearmint Rhino, which is a popular strip club in London, in England. And he thought he had it made. He would come to the building site and he's like, well, when you've got disposable income, you don't really give a fuck, and he'd be, snorting whatever upstairs and that. He was just doing the work for the exercise, he told us. He's just there to lift blocks. I don't really need to fucking do this. My wife's a dancer, And we used to laugh our asses off about this guy because, he thought he was super cool because his wife was a dancer at Spearmint Rhino. She used to drop him off at the building site in this little 2-seater drop top. She dropped him off.
Oh, I know Marines like that too, man. We had at least 2 Marines that I can remember that ended up married to strippers. And they thought they were living high on the hog, because they were basically their sugar mama. And,
sugar mama.
Yeah.
Sugar mama.
Now these relationships, they only lasted 2 years. Because, well, she's a stripper. She's getting, hit on by everybody that comes in there. And eventually you find out what she's doing, and then they check out. And next thing you know, this dude's living in the barracks again. He's broke as fuck because the military's given half of his paycheck to his ex-wife. She's got the house. She's got the car. You're having to pay her debts off, And these dudes are just miserable. And you're just sitting there like, told you, shouldn't have married a stripper.
And if it doesn't end up that way, you're just a pimp, by the way. And they all know
just
it.
a pimp.
You're just a pimp. So there's no golden ending for you, okay? Whichever way you go with this thing, whether you think you've got it sorted, you got your ride or die, she's not going to do that, guys. Yeah, but she ain't like that.
No, she ain't gonna do that.
It doesn't matter, bro. You're still a pimp.
There's too many thirsty dudes out there, and she's got too many options.
Yeah, and look, even let's say they are ride or die, they came from the country and they're going to make it in the city and go back to the country. They just want to make their money. I know that story. I lived it a bit, you know what I mean? I know that. I've known people like that. And that's a very common place, I think, for a lot of the girls that end up in adult entertainment. They come from small rural communities where there just wasn't a chance to get a Mercedes. There's not anything going on. So, and they're attractive and they keep getting offers and keep getting told, you could make a lot of money in the city. And they've never had money. Suddenly something happens in the family where there's a real need for money. So they follow it. And you find out that, you can make money that way, but there could have been a whole other ways. Maybe it was your only way to make it. So then get off that elevator, get off that ride, and start another thing. Start a lawn care company, start a landscaping company, do something wholesome, start, do something else, and leave that life in the background. It's not a permanent destination. It's a transport to some point. If that transport is overly rewarding yourself with fancy cars and all of these things, you better make sure you're not using finance. You paid it all off, and you better make sure you got a plan for your annuity, for your retirement. And overall, over all of those things, it has to be something that gives back to society, that helps another family. That think about helping the next person get out of that shit without having to do it.
You know what the flip side of this coin is, in my opinion, that this younger generation of women have entirely too high standards of the man that they want in their life. So I've watched a lot of, I've seen it in person, and I've seen it in a lot of interviews with these women. Their requirements are insane. So most of these younger women are wanting a dude. There's a lot of things going on. And I actually had a friend that was kind of like this too. Not a girl, a woman that was a friend. And I'll get to that in a minute. But they have these impossibly high standards. So they go out and they publicly admit during interviews and stuff, like, what's the shortest height dude that you will date? Oh, he's got to be 6 foot tall. Okay. What's the minimum amount of money that this man has to make per year in order to date you? Oh, they got to make $100,000. Okay. So, so when we break that down, in the United States, at least, and we look at the percentage of single men who are over 6 foot tall or 6 foot or taller and make $100,000 plus per year.
Oh,
you know what the percentage of men that is?
Oh, you're talking about the higher echelons here. It's doctors, lawyers, tradesmen, successful entrepreneurs.
It's 1%.
The top 1%, 0.5%. Yeah. But the thing is, any man could get there with the love of a woman.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. But but a lot of these younger women, they don't want to build to that.
Yeah.
They just want it. And then it gets even more ridiculous, because when you take that 1% of men and you take out all the men that fit this category that are married, so you cut out all the married men from that 1%.
Oh,
it gets even more abysmal.
Most of them made it. They've made it there because of their wives. Because their wives were making them their sandwiches, was helping them when it was down, was telling them they could do it, was telling them it was a good idea to take the loan. Exactly.
Because then you're down now to like 0.5%, 0.5% of all men in the country. All right. And
slim pickings.
And women, these younger women, they don't seem to realize that the median income of a male in the United States is $37,500 per year.
Before tax.
Before tax, that's gross. $37,500.
Think about what that actually is looking like. It's less than four stacks a month. It's less than a stack a week, right? Yeah. It's hard to live on that.
And then you have like 50% plus of women. When it comes to younger women, the percentage is even higher. It's like 80% of women that their standards are 6 foot or taller, $100,000 plus per year. Okay. And that goes into, if you look at the, this is really interesting too. We may have talked about this on stream before. I don't remember. I know we talked about it in private. Crap, I done lost my point, man. Went all scatterbrained right there.
Oh man!
Yeah, give me a refresher. Where was I going with this?
You were getting me on the edge of my seat there. You were talking about adult entertainment and where it's going with in terms of how, like the women having extremely high aspirations, 100K per annum. The guy's got to be 6 foot or over. Where is this building? And that's like 0.5% of the population, right? So. Does that get you back on the...
So now you have this huge population of men who don't meet this very unrealistic criteria that women have. And they're single, they're lonely, they can't get a woman because they can't meet these insanely high standards. So you have OnlyFans and adult entertainment become huge because you got a bunch of lonely men. Because there's women that want nothing to do with them, and then you have these same women who have these insanely high requirements for man, sitting around bitching that they can't find no man.
Yeah. But the
Well,
thing is, if you took away OnlyFans, which was started in super liberal Brighton of the UK, and it was taken as a way to liberate women, is why he built it. He didn't want what happened. We said earlier on the chat about Alexis and other adult performers who never got paid fairly, who didn't get paid for their sex tapes. Who, you know, it's even debatable whether Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian actually got paid that much directly for their adult. Obviously, they were paid indirectly through to what it did to their celebrity platform. But you know, everyone has tried to do it. It's the oldest profession in the world, isn't it?
yeah.
Porn and porn, spelled PORN and PAWN, right? They're the oldest professions, right? So, like, it's if we're just going to keep on being medieval with it, like, where are we going as a society? We've had Renaissance man. We've had all of these amazing times, Industrial Revolution, World Wars. We've come through and through. And I think that when we were in the like 90s, 80s, before the dawn of the internet, when the internet was still an idea, what's it going to look like?
That's where I was going. I'm glad you mentioned that. I've got it back now.
Yeah.
I've got it back now. I hate to interrupt, but if I don't say it now, I'll forget it again. So
It'll be lost forever. Yeah.
yeah, be lost in the tales of time. So when we look at the percentage of men that have had intercourse, or the number of partners in particular of what that they've had in their lifetimes, right?
Right.
This is really shocking. This really shocked me. So we break out a scale, and you have $0 on one end. You got $100 million on the other end. You look at the number of men who have had intercourse with a woman that make under $100,000, and the average number of female partners that they've had is 5. Now,
really?
When you hit that $100,000 mark and you go up from there, that is a huge change. The average number of sexual partners that men that make $100,000 or more per year have is now 150.
I mean, it's multiples a week. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and there's something else that goes on too. So you also notice that in a particular year, that the percentage of men who have never had relations with a woman drastically increases. And guess when that was?
Internet. Dawn of the internet?
Nope. It was the year that Facebook launched.
Fuck off. Seriously.
Yeah, when Facebook became available to the general public, the percentage of men that were virgins jumped 30%.
You gotta have cash. Yeah, it's true. That's what I tell anyone who asks me for advice, is that if you're ready for, if you're not having any luck, the truth is that women hunt men. Yeah. They're very good hunters. Women are excellent hunters, and they hunt a scent. They know what they're looking for, and they can sift through a room very quickly for what they want.
Well, they are, but now because of their insanely high standards, they're no longer very good hunters. They're just these people that are single, making $100,000 plus per year, really have their pick of the litter. They don't have to hunt at all. They can just say you, and that's why they have 150 sexual partners. Is because these women are jumping on them. Yeah, thousands.
But the thing is, when it gets, I can tell you from personal experience, is that they don't care.
They don't care.
They know that's going on.
They know that.
You're a trophy.
And these women are screwing themselves over.
Yeah.
Because
they're doing it
thinking
for validation.
They're thinking they're going to be able to land some rich dude.
Not even that. They just want to. To be honest, they want a notch on their bedpost as well. They want a notch on their belt.
Yeah.
They want to know that they can get that.
Yeah.
And then they're going to keep
when
pushing
they're no
it.
longer in their 20s, they hit their like mid 30s or whatever. They're like, "Oh, I'm
And
ready to settle down and lower my expectations now."
Maybe. I think they don't. I think
They might not now.
continue to. No, because now, due to this female liberation, they think that they'll be able to continue. Mature is a niche. MILF is a niche, right?
Yeah.
They think they'll be able to like continue and like pay for themselves. And then what you'll find often is they end up ganging up, where you have 2 or 3 adult performers, which are like, they're cougars, but they don't have families and they live together. And that's how you end up working in Bunny Ranch or something like that.
Yeah.
Because humans are social people and they need that social network. And Hugh Hefner knew that very well. That's why he had the bunnies. The bunnies are waitresses. They do have a day job as well. You know what I mean? Adult entertainment is a very boring world when you get past the excitement of the first year or whatever. It becomes monotonous. It's the business. You just refer to it as the business and making movies, And like, there's people kill themselves, get into drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the percentage of people that really bad things happen in their lives in that kind of lifestyle is tremendous.
For sure. We get abused by the director. Oh, there's the other route. They think that if they keep on being nice to the director or something, they're going to get in there. And then there's people now who, with this whole liberation of women, you have the female director, you have the female site owner, you have the boss bitch. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
And that's the point I'm trying to make with the whole OnlyFans. It is a revolution in adult. OnlyFans was set up to try and liberate women. And it's not the first time. It's not the first platform, by the way. This idea had been floating around in adult expos for a long time.
It's just the first one that actually made it.
It's the one that really made it, yeah. So it's where you can bring consumer direct to the model and cut out the middleman, pretty much. Obviously, OnlyFans do take a tax. It's not a completely free service. What I was working on before was a completely free service. It would only be monetized by advertisers. So the girls would take 100% cut and be direct. That's what I was working on before. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's too risky to be in the hands of the advertisers only. And then we see OnlyFans. With them, what they've done is essentially, they take a little slice on top. There's a lot of other platforms out there that have existed for a long time. It's just OnlyFans came about with the paradigm of mobile internet.
Yeah.
Having an app and everything, and
it's
it just
went
caught
mainstream.
it caught the wave. The app, the platform, the idea of being able to sell your own pictures goes all the way back to dial-up internet. I used to know OGs that sold and supported their lifestyle in exotic parts of the world on a website called I think I Love Clips or I Sell Clips or something.
Oh,
yeah. It's like a really basic site made in PHP or whatever from years ago, and that's how they would make their income. It's a lifestyle for some people, and for older people, for mature folk and that who are like past it, it's a way of living. Is it the way? Underlined. Do you know what I mean? Is it the blessed way?
No.
I gotta say no. Can you still go to church and pray? Yeah, you can.
Sure.
Can you still live a holy life? Yeah, you can. Can you not be addicted to drugs and do it? Sure, yeah, you can. But you won't get the blessings by the score. You won't get the miracles, the blessings, the gift from God. You won't receive it. God will just continually guide you to another way. Continually, maybe through charity, maybe through wanting to help
keep getting
your fellow
other
man,
opportunities because that's the gentle nudge of you need to make a different
You'll
choice.
get the nudge. Yeah, I swear down that God will continually nudge everyone who works in adult, as preachy as they think I'm sounding, as Bible thumping as I'm sounding. You
mean bass?
Sorry, the background. But it definitely didn't win me any friends in adult in wanting to be more, like fair and Christian, and of course it doesn't have a place in it. It is sin, and it's the work of the devil. Unfortunately, it is the truth. And
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, it is. Like, although, yeah, you can have artistic nudes, clown world is the praisal of pussy, or when women they're doing the same thing. They're praising dick because they want that validation that we're talking about. You know what I mean? I think if you can watch the Whatever podcast at any time, that checks
Yeah.
out for the
I like that one.
99 percentile. Yeah, I think all of the girls on there purely wanted validation, but the validation they need to be given is success as a mother. Can you cook cookies? Can you sweep
No.
the floor up and not lose your shit on your period?
No.
Can you fucking do it?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's that. And the last time I saw it, even in a movie, is Anchorman. When the way the Anchorman was set up, yeah, that's how his wife is acting, right? Veronica Corningstone. We need more of her. We need more of those, right? She was a newsreader, and she also looked after 3 of his kids. You know what I mean? We don't see those characters in the movies so much anymore. We see, girls with like short hair, and like they're the leader. Yeah, that's another thing that I guess is a whole can of worms that like I would open up here. Is I think that is the bottom line of the whole thing. Actually, just to wrap it up here, is that men are leaders and women are great. They're the omega, and they can lead the family in another way. But men are leaders into the fight, and men are leaders into the shit. When it comes to paying the bills and how the fuck are we going to deal with this, and like thinking quickly, God gave us the skills for that.
Well,
Like, that was just something we were
the
given.
yin and the yang, man. I mean, we're 2 parts of the same whole, and there's things that my wife does that I could not possibly do. You know what I mean?
Same. Totally. Yeah.
And there's things that I can
the
do.
memory.
Yeah,
There's a
memory.
reason why
Oh
they
my
can
God.
remember. There's a reason why they can remember arguments from 5 years ago, ever, because it's to help you. That's why it's in there. It's in our genetic code. It's to remember our fuck ups. That's why guys who have a lot of static, a lot of issue with their wife or whatever, they're just not accepting nature. They're not accepting natural flow, natural law, universal law. That's a topic. That's a topic to go down. Yeah. So anyway, this is a lot of things, but overall, I don't think anything should be banned because I truly believe in freedom of speech. So I don't think it should be banned. I just don't think it should be as cool and as accepted. And stripper as a dancer, the stallion, Megan the Stallion, all of this shit, like the twerking on stage, I think it's a death spiral that's actually played the fat lady has sung at the Olympics. I think that shit was a death spiral, and the planets have moved, and we're out of alignment of that now. Because like all of this, the drag queen and that all comes from porn as well, by the way. Burlesque show.
Absolutely.
Transvestite, that comes from adult entertainment. So, look, you can have it. I think, say, it's not banned. It's also cannot be normalized as the main media. They don't fit together. They're 2 things that you don't put together.
Nothing good happens when you try to normalize this as media.
Like, there's no, like, trying to put it in the Olympics. Yeah. Like, look at the Olympics. It didn't fit together. It's like they're trying to make peanut butter and jelly, but they're putting, I don't know what to say here. They're putting motor oil in it. It's like it doesn't mix together. Yes, you can put motor oil in the engine. Yes, you can make a PB&J over here, but you cannot mix it. You're mixing 2 things that just don't work together. In an age like milk, for sure. We're only a couple weeks into this Olympics thing. Does anybody want to watch that again? Does anybody want to watch the opening show again?
No.
It's beyond. It's toe curling cringe. It's insane cringe. It's like, is this even real? How could this be real? So, yeah, wild.
That's garbage. Well,
yes, sir.
Let me go ahead and flip this topic on its head, and we'll talk about this clip we've had on here. So, the Taliban has held a parade showing off their military prowess in Afghanistan.
Jeez.
And here you can see all of the leftover United States military equipment, the billions and billions of dollars of military equipment that we left behind on display. Yeah, but just remember, folks, as you watch the Taliban parade with all this United States military equipment, you can't have a machine gun. Just think about that. We
don't think that-
literally we made the Taliban like the 7th largest army in the world overnight with all the equipment that they have. But
I don't think
you're not allowed to have a machine
it's
gun.
it's not starting at the machine gun. It's the fact that like they don't want you to have your AR-15.
Yeah, they don't want you
I
to
mean,
have
it's-
they don't want you to have your 9mm. But
They keep saying it. Wolves
it's not a problem
has
to
said
leave
it.
billions of dollars worth of shit for the Taliban.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
And yeah. What is the law over there with their like with how you get access to arms? Do you have to join an army, or you can just say I want to join the front? Like, does anyone know? How
I
does
think
it
they'll
work
just
for
take you.
terrorism? They just take you and say,
You're
here's a gun.
Like, I'm a jihadi and I want to kill people. Okay, cool. You're in the club.
I'd imagine this is how I imagine it goes down, but obviously we'd need confirmation from someone. But yeah, I'd imagine it given basic training. But then how come it's never reached the point? I guess no one is.
They do
ready
have
to
rather
die
advanced training in Afghanistan for Taliban members, but that's because they've been fighting a war for 20 years. They've learned a lot from their American opposition.
With having such a lax setup, you'd think someone would just go in and fucking blow themselves up, but they love it so much they wouldn't do that, would they?
Yeah, I mean they fucked up their Iranian border guards pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
And speaking of walls, I have a lot to say about this man because I don't like him a whole lot, and I'll get into that.
Let's get into walls.
It's not just because of his politics. I don't. At this point, my disgruntledness with him has nothing to do with his politics. At this point, it's deeper than that. So let's go ahead and run the clip, and then we'll dive on in.
Mm-hmm.
As Roger would say.
These guys are even attacking me for my record of service. And I just want to say, I'm proud to serve my country, and I always will be. With my dad's encouragement, a guy who served in the Army during the Korean War, I signed up for the Army National Guard 2 days after my 17th birthday. I served for the next 24 years for the same reason all my brothers and sisters in uniform do. We love this country. Then in 2005, I felt the call of duty again, this time of being service to my country in the halls of Congress. My students inspired me to run for that office, and I was proud to make it to Washington. I was a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee and a champion of our men and women in uniform. I'm going to say it again as clearly as I can. I am damn proud of my service to this country. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record. To anyone brave enough to put on that uniform for our great country, including my opponent, I just have a few simple words. Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
All right. I'm going to denigrate his service right now. Because this man's a liar.
He never went in. Huh? Is he really going to keep this lie going, though? But we all know it by this point.
Yeah, he's just going to keep going it. Because, like old Adolf said, if you tell a lie long enough, people start to believe it. But let me break it down for you. This dude said that he was a command sergeant major. He wasn't. Okay?
No, he wasn't.
And most importantly, and what really pisses me off and chaps my ass about this guy, is Tim Walz is a deployment dodger. Okay?
Wow.
When he was called to deploy, homie took an early retirement. He's like, oh, shit, they're getting deployed to a war zone? I'm out. Retiring. Thanks, guys.
He left his squad that he'd been training with, and he went to pursue a career in politics instead of going to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to me, he is no better than the guy that would go UA, or for the lay people out there, AWOL, the day of deployment.
Right.
Because every unit has that guy.
Right.
Every unit has that guy that the day of deployment goes UA. Because they're scared. I mean, we had that guy.
Yeah.
We had this this dude named Teeters.
Right.
And granted, Teeters was probably hazed a little more harshly than others. But that's because Teeters was a bitch.
Right.
And he needed to be hazed to try and harden him up. But he just couldn't handle it. And the day of deployment,
Right.
no shit.
He quit.
No, this is hilarious, man. We're all getting ready. We're all lining up to get on the buses so we can go to the airport.
Right.
And here comes Teeters with his bag walking across the quad. And a cab pulls in. And he gets in the cab. And poof, he's gone. Everybody watching, nobody said a thing because really, nobody wanted to deploy with Teeters anyway. But every unit has that dude that that checks out before deployment, and
Right.
and in my opinion, Tim Walz taking retirement before he got deployed to a combat zone is no better than the guy who goes UA the day of deployment. It's the same thing to me. Just come out and say it. I would have more respect for him if he would just come out and say, I didn't want to go to war, so I retired. Okay, cool.
He should. He should just say that.
Yeah, admit it. Be a man.
Yeah.
Be a man. Admit that you were too much
exactly
of a bitch to go to combat.
Right.
Because you were scared and you took a retirement. Fine. But just admit it. Don't act like you're fucking G.I. Joe and that you did all these admirable things when you left all your boys behind because you didn't want to go.
Right.
I would be ashamed for the rest of my life.
Right.
And it would probably take such a toll on me that it wouldn't be a very long life. It would probably be a pretty short life. Because I would feel so ashamed by making my boys go without me. You know what I mean? But maybe that's just me. Because I would die for my Marines.
Yeah.
And this guy, he wasn't willing to do shit. And he was a sergeant major too, man. It's not like he was going to be fucking doing anything. He's going to be sitting in some office somewhere shuffling paperwork for the battalion commander.
Right.
He's not going to be out there on the streets pulling triggers. He's not a sergeant major is not a trigger puller. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he was too scared to do that. Fuck that guy. Tim,
it makes you wonder why he goes through all of that. Like, why would he go through all of that?
Because he's trying to cover up his shame. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to cover up his shame. And yeah, that's it. Why would you go through all that and then just check out? Tim Walz is a pussy.
So, I mean, he's still up there now. Like,
yeah.
He's still going around about this weapons of war. He's still on this video here saying that he served. But he didn't serve.
Well, I mean,
no
he served, but he was too much of a bitch to deploy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, he served but didn't deploy. Sorry. I mean, I never served, so I'm one to talk, right? But I just want to make sure we got the facts right. Is that I thought it's stolen valor. He's saying that he's...
Well, the stolen valor part comes in when he says that he was a command sergeant major, and he wasn't. That's where the whole stolen valor thing's coming in. Because he
never deployed to war. So you can't say that he
I'm sure that he probably deployed somewhere during his service, but he didn't deploy to a combat zone.
Right.
So he can be proud of his pogass service. But he didn't get down there in the shit with the boys. You know what I mean? He thought that he might get into the shit, and he checked out. And to me, that makes you a coward.
For real. It makes the whole thing pointless as well, that he went through all of that preparing with his squad and then didn't deploy. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to see it through. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this guy was around. He was in military service when 9/11 happened.
Right.
He didn't feel the need for revenge at that point. I mean, that was one of the driving forces for me to join the Marine Corps, was 9/11. Up until 9/11, my entire intention for military service was to go to the Naval Academy to become a naval aviator. That's what I wanted to do, was be a naval aviator. But when 9/11 happened, and 2005 rolls around when I graduate, and the war's still going on, like, if I spend 4 more years in college to become a naval aviator, the war might be over. And how could I look back at my family or my neighbors, my friends, my peers, and say, yeah, man, you know, I know everybody's like wanting to go to the war and stuff, and everybody was going to the war and stuff, but I chose to go to college, and I just didn't participate. I wasn't a war fighter, you know what I mean? I got there too late. No, fuck that. So, first thing I did was go track down the Marine Corps recruiter and say, hey, man, I want to enlist. And he's like, okay, cool, I'll come and see you. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want infantry. Okay, cool. So I go and take my ASVAB, scored really well on that. I come back, talk to my recruiter again after that, and he's like, listen, man, I'm looking at your ASVAB scores, and you sure you don't want to do something else in the Marine Corps? You know, do you want to go to counterintelligence? Like, it's kind of your pick, you know? Like, please go to counterintelligence. He was pushing that counterintelligence hard, and I said, fuck no. I don't want to go to counterintelligence. You put in my contract, UH infantry option.
Wow.
And that's what I got. And then when I get through boot camp and I go to the School of Infantry, and for the viewers that aren't aware of how the military works, you don't just go to boot camp or basic training or whatever you want to call it, and then go to the fleet or to your unit and go out there and be like, hell yeah, we're door kickers now. No, you ain't door kicker. You're a well-disciplined know-nothing. So you have to go to school to learn about being an infantryman. And after the first 2 weeks, they sit everybody down, and they go over all the different MOSs. So you got your 0311s, which are your riflemen. They're your, we like to call them crunchies, or dum-dums. And we called them crunchies because we're like, yeah, that's the sound they make when you run them over with the Humvee, you know, they crunch. And they talk about 0341s, which are mortarmen, 0351s, which were assaultmen. I think they did away with that MOS now. 0352s, which are guided missile operators. So you'd be shooting like the javelins and the toes and shit like that. And they said, all right, guys, the last one we have to talk about, they always save this one for last, is 0331s, machine gunners. Right. And I'm like, okay, I'm interested. Machine guns, I'm interested. And they said, now, machine gunners, your life expectancy in combat's about 7.5 seconds. This is the most dangerous job in the infantry. And I said, okay, I'm more interested now. And you get this little wish list. So you're not guaranteed whatever MOS you want. You make a wish list of like your top 3 MOSs that you want. And my top one was 0331 because I wanted to be a machine gunner. There were 250 Marines in my training company at School of Infantry. Out of 250 Marines, only 13 of us wanted to be machine gunners. And we all got it.
Wow. 13.
Yeah.
The disciples.
Yeah.
And you guys went through. Wow.
So, yeah. And right after that, I called back home and I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, yeah, we just got our MOS selection today and I got the one I wanted. And he said, really? That's great. What MOS did you pick, bud? And I said, I picked being a machine gunner. and there was a lot of silence, and he was like, are you serious right now? You picked being a machine gunner? He's like, you realize that you picked the worst job, right? I said, yeah, but it sounded awesome. I love machine guns. My dad was really worried at this point. But I'm glad I became a machine gunner because for anybody that's listening out there, machine gunners are the best. If you're not an
They're the best.
0331, you ain't shit.
Right. They're the number one. They're Rambo.
Rambo.
You're literally Rambo, right? I mean, you're the Raptor, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you ever get a belt fed? Did you ever get to get out there with a belt fed?
Oh, yeah, man. That's all I did was belt feds.
Wow.
So we trained on the M240 Bravo. We trained on the M250 caliber and the Mark 19 40 millimeter automatic grenade launcher.
Right.
Which and I know that anybody that's not been in service is like, fuck yeah, 40 millimeter automatic grenade launcher. That sounds sick. And
right.
in concept, it is. It is really sick. Until you realize that those guns break all the time, and what you have to do to fix them when they break. It's not a lot of fun.
Right.
Quick story on that. So Mark 19s are notorious for having what's called a fire out of battery. So the cartridge doesn't fit all the way in the chamber, but it still fires. And this grenade ends up going like half to 3/4 of the way up the barrel, and it just stops.
Mm.
And the way you got to get it out is you have this tool that goes on the end of the barrel, and you turn it half turn, and you stop, half turn, stop, until you feel it touch the tip of the grenade, the part that makes it go boom. Yeah. And then you turn it quarter turn, pause, until it starts sticking out of the back of the chamber. And the gunner, when it's sticking out enough, the grenade just drops into your hand.
Okay.
And then you got to get rid of it. So in a combat situation, you just chunk that bitch as far as you can throw it. But on the range, you have to like hold it to your chest like it's a baby. Pray to God you don't trip and fall while you're getting out of the truck, and put it in the designated area, which is very nerve-wracking when you're carrying this thing and you can feel it. You can feel it vibrating. It's like humming because the little arming device in there is still spinning. Because we're supposed to have I think it's a 36-meter arming distance. It's not true. They arm a lot closer than that.
I think what we're going to need to do is watch through some of those documentaries of the new boot camp. Because I seen one not too long ago. Yeah, we're going to have to do a group watch on that at some point. But
yeah, I heard about the stress cards and shit that they have at boot camp shit now. I'm just like a stress card man.
The other day. Yeah, that was in the documentary. They was having a few new things like that. Yeah, we'll look it up, man. I think it was from the Cobra. Yeah, we'll look it up and let's put that on another stream.
Well, I wasn't really surprised that shit like that happened because in 2009, when Obama became president, the Marine Corps changed a lot. It became a lot softer.
Yeah.
And I knew that these things were only going to continue to get worse. And that's when I decided...
Has it worked? Is there a way to gauge it as effective or less effective? I mean, they don't have the recruits, do they?
No, yeah, recruitment's way down.
So the whole point...
And I think that's more than one fold. It's because of the wokeness in the military. But it's also because of the wokeness in the general populace. You have a whole bunch of soy boys. That's what you have. You got a bunch of soy boys who are prissy little beta male cucks. And they don't want to serve because that requires entirely too much physical effort. It requires too much mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go and get their nails done and have perms and shit.
They do actually wear nail polish now. Yeah, I've been noticing on following the Mr. Beast thing break apart. And they were doing an interview the other day with one of the guys who's, by the way, dropped even more incriminating stuff. Mr. Beast is now incriminated in the latest released on the H3H3 podcast. Yeah. He is now also,
Oh, man. We'll definitely have to do another update on the Mr. Beast
they were wearing nail varnish, bro. And I was like...
Come on, man.
Like, yeah.
Come on.
Like full-on nail varnish, like a chick's nail varnish. Like painted nails, like the whole thing.
Men.
Like the shape and everything.
Please.
Yeah, men, yeah.
Stop being bitches. A man was
doing it. I don't understand that one. I know. I've seen Jake Paul do it before as well. They paint their nails. What's that about, eh?
I don't know, man.
Wow.
Like, I'll let my daughter paint my nails. But you know what I do before I go out in public again? I take it off because I'm a man.
Well, that's a bit
and I'm
different.
not
That's
supposed
like,
to be wearing
let's
this
not
shit.
look. That's the whole father daughter, like
Yeah, that's the
spending quality
dynamic
time
right
with
there.
your daughter, right? I'm
She
talking
can paint my
about.
nails pink, but I'm not going to go to Walmart with pink nails after that. And I'm certainly not going to go to a nail salon and be like, "Can you straighten up my nails, please?" All right.
I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine this, man. This is hilarious. I don't think I've ever experienced having my nails painted. I don't know why they do it. Why
It
do they
feels
do it? I
really
noticed a
cold.
lot of people. I've seen a lot of people do it. Like it's like a fashion now. It's a trend, and I
It's
think it's
beta
gay as
male
hell.
cuckery.
I don't get it. I don't see how that's why are they doing it. But the point I was making there is, with all these changes to the recruitment and to make the military like more enjoyable or something, like that's why they make these changes, right? Don't they make these changes to try and make it like so people want to recruit more? But it's done the opposite. People don't want to recruit. People don't want to enlist.
Yeah, well, it's not that they don't want to recruit. It's just that people just don't want to enlist.
Hmm.
And the reason why is because the type of man that would be attracted to military service doesn't want to
Why?
serve in a woke shithole. You know what I mean? They don't want to do that. That was a big factor for me deciding that I no longer want to do this because it was becoming so woke. It was becoming so pussyfied that I didn't want to do it anymore. Not to mention my physical injuries, which especially the last like year and a half of my military service became a bigger and bigger issue for me. But
Right.
But just looking at the new Marines that were hitting the fleet post 2006, really. So when we came back from our Ramadi, just seeing the level, like the quality of new Marines that were joining the fleet, I was like, we're in trouble, boys. These are not the same. These are not the same quality of people. You know, they're. And now it's gotten to the point that those kinds of people are even worse, and they now make up the majority of the people in service, and the hard chargers, they don't want to do it anymore.
So we got to rely on having a strong Air Force and Navy to back this up. You think, or they've all gone to shit now?
They've all gone to shit. They've all gone to shit. It's an epidemic throughout the force. And I have genuine concerns about our capability to win future conflicts. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now because I'm very vocal about this. There's this big move to make females into the infantry. And
That's been going multi-year campaign now.
Yeah.
They've even had Katy Perry trying to
I do not agree with
make it look cool.
I do not agree with it. And the reason why is mostly to protect women from the things that happen there. It's not the combat per se. It's our physical differences. So, because of the way our hips are made, there's a huge swath of women. They've been doing this whole putting women in the infantry thing, which has gone extremely poorly. There's a huge problem with female service members that are going for these jobs. And I'm not saying that every woman can't do it, but I am saying that a extremely high percentage of women cannot do it.
We spoke about it before. If it's extremely intensive, like, the cardio, long distance carrying, heavy lifting, should we say? Let's not be like unfair, like ridiculous about it. Like, you can't expect someone to carry the same weight if they can't physically do it.
That's right.
So you got to split the roles a bit, and then it can probably work as like a more agile.
Yeah, more agile. But what they're doing is they're lowering the standards. It's supposed to be the same standard for men or women if you want to be in the infantry, but it's not. It's not. The standards are lower for the women. Okay. So, but the big physical problem that women are encountering when they get to the fleet, where they don't have the lower standard to their male counterparts anymore, and they're carrying the weight. You know, they're
Yeah,
carrying
yeah.
all this weight, and the big problem that we're seeing with female service members in infantry roles is hip dysplasia.
Wow. Wow.
And that's before we even dive into the whole other shitstorm of things that come with having the mix of females and men working together in a military type situation, especially infantrymen who are party hard. They work hard, they party hard, and well, let's just be straight up about they're really horny.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen as well. Of course. It's
Yeah.
a breeding ground. Maybe that's what they want, though, bro. Look, think about it. If the R rate is in decline, like terminal decline, of course they want them to sign up because they want a massive fuckfest there to make loads of alpha kids. To make
Maybe,
an alpha
but I don't know if
generation.
you're getting that,
Because,
man. Because
well,
the other the thing about that though is then you have a large percentage of the females in these roles who are suddenly coming up pregnant not long before deployment, and guess what? They're now non-deployable. So you're decreasing the capability and the effectiveness of the unit that's deploying because you're taking people out of those roles, and you don't have anyone to fill. You don't have anyone to fill that spot now. Then you get deployed, and after you spend about 3 months in the desert, a 3 becomes a 10. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And all of a sudden you have women that are on deployment, like midway through deployment, who end up knocked up, and you have to take them out of there. So now you have lost more people.
I'm with Super Dude on this, though, bro. I think it's a breeding project. They're trying to get the best of the best to sign up.
Maybe.
And then they put
I
them all
mean,
together because
I
we're
hope they
not
end up
breeding
being
otherwise.
based.
Well, they've served. They're patriots, so of course they're based. I mean, they're putting themselves into the line of duty, into the line of fire.
Yeah, but it's
And
a big
the
liability,
hazing.
man.
Well, we were at times of like the liabilities are sky high. Look at the debt.
Yeah.
And look at what's going on. If we're in terminal decline, for me, just off the cuff, it looks like a management strategy of like, try and get as many people in there as possible. If they do end up making a family, it's a win. If they do end up going through and completing their career, it's also a win. There's not really a lot of losses in there. The money's going to get spent anyway. And in the
I just feel bad for the
public
guys that
sector,
are being deployed because suddenly, like this individual is a critical part of their team, right? Small unit leadership is what the military is built on.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's why we're so much more
that's-
effective than, say, the
That
Russian
part's
military.
wild.
Because the Russian military has no NCO corps. They have no small unit leadership. And all of a sudden, your small teams are down 1 or 2 people because they got
Right.
pregnant or they got a hip dysplasia or something. They can't be out there anymore. And you have no one to replace them. You just have to do without. So you increase the danger and the liability of everyone else on the team because now they're short a man or woman in this case. And furthermore, let's take a look at what the Marine Corps tried in Afghanistan. They tried making these Lioness squads, okay? And the
we spoke about this before. There was a lioness on yesterday on the clip.
the Lioness. Yeah, it worked out about as well for them as it did that woman on the video yesterday. The Lioness squads in Afghanistan were atrocious. Their performance
But they were
was
always getting
atrocious.
outnumbered.
They weren't necessarily being outnumbered, but what they were being was very much outmaneuvered.
Outmaneuvered, surrounded is what I mean. Not outnumbered.
They would always have to have the quick
get
react
help
force
getting
come
used to
in and save their shit because these Taliban dudes who are not wearing armor, they're just running around with their AK or whatever weapon they're using. Wherever these women are moved to, they can't move faster than these men who have no weight. And these women are carrying 3-day packs or 7-day packs. With their armor, their helmet, and all this, they can't move as fast as these dudes, and they just end up being pinned in somewhere, and they have to get rescued. Now, you didn't have that problem with male squads. They were able to match or outmaneuver the Taliban. So that's something else to think about. And that may be, I'm sure that somebody out there is going to say, well, you're just being sexist. No, I'm being factual.
Right.
We have different roles to play.
That's what I'm saying. And embrace it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embrace that difference.
Embrace
Because there's
our
lots of things that
natural-
women are better
That's
at.
the whole point.
Women are better
Isn't that
fighter
the whole
pilots
point?
than men are. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can
But
multitask
isn't-
better. Their hearts are closer to their brains. They can take more G-forces.
Isn't it that the whole point of the diversity and inclusion is for that we're talking about? But the way that it was implemented was done by a moron.
That's it.
The
The
way-
way it was
and
implemented
doesn't
was
it
done
make-
by a fucking moron.
I'd be surprised for anyone who is in the rainbow. Like, I just don't understand it. I've got a clip to show you now. How it cannot be cringy, obviously, I'm not of their mind, so I don't know. I don't know if the mind can really be that fucking far gone. But, like, yeah, I'm going to just send it to you now. It was posted by Not Far Left at All.
Yeah, go ahead and drop it in the chat
on
there, buddy.
X.
Yeah. Before we flip to that start, I got this one pulled up.
Let's see the JoJo. Yeah,
let's see,
what's
because
JoJo saying?
She's my favorite person. Well, one of my top three favorite people
yeah.
to bash on X, because everything she says is just ridiculous. I haven't watched this video, so I'm very interested to know what her TikTok is.
When he called Mexicans rapists, Republicans moved the line. When he mocked a disabled reporter, they moved the line. When he demeaned John McCain for being a POW and insulted a Gold Star family, they moved the line. When he bragged about grabbing women by the pussy, they moved the line. When he extorted Ukraine, shut down the government to pay for the wall Mexico was supposed to pay for, took his daddy Vladdy's side over our very own intelligence agencies, said Nazis were very fine people, and praised murderous despots, they moved the line. When he bungled a pandemic, asked about injecting disinfectants, and golfed while thousands of Americans were dying a day, they moved the line.
I like the
He refused
dramatic
to accept
music.
the results of the election, plotted a coup,
I can
and
barely
planned
hear
an
it, bro.
attack
It's
against
quite low.
our capital,
Yeah, she's
they
pretty
moved the
low.
line. When his
Her
Gilded
video
Golf
sucks.
Motel was searched by the FBI because he had our national security secrets in his effing bathroom, they moved the line. When he was indicted for the first time, they moved the line. Then they moved it again for the second, third, and fourth times. When he was found liable of sexual abuse, which the judge said could be referred to as rape, they moved the line. Then they moved it again when he was found liable of business fraud. And now he has been convicted. He is a felon. A jury of his peers reached unanimous agreement that he was guilty on all 34 counts. And what are
A jury of his peers, if you mean a kangaroo court.
they doing?
Jesus.
They're moving the goddamn line.
Is he going
There
down
isn't
then? Does this
a
mean
thing
Trump's over?
he could ever do
Nah,
that they
he ain't going
won't
down.
accommodate. Nothing. He could set fire
his
to the
sentencing is
Declaration of
September
Independence
18th.
while bobering Putin and shouting death to America.
And they have
at the
refused to
same
move that
time on a
till
TikTok
after the
live,
election.
and they twist themselves into whatever the fuck kind of pretzels they need to in order for it not to cross a line. Because they're cowards. Craven, cuckolding cowards. And for them, when it comes to Trump, there is
I bet she
no
got twisted into a
fucking
pretzel.
line.
Her husband's probably a cuck. I mean, she's just an idiot, man. She just says bullshit to say bullshit. And there's... I find it really hard to find even one thing likable about this woman. She's like the stereotypical Jersey woman. She twists and manipulates everything for the agenda. And refuses to acknowledge even an iota of the truth. Everything is just double-speak bullshit. A super Karen. Yeah, she's totally a super Karen.
Does she do interviews? Is there any way we can call her office? Is she a congresswoman or she's just an influencer?
No, she's just an influencer. I doubt she would like to do an interview.
Can we
with
try
the
and
Coyote
we
team.
can try and book her?
I've never known
Is there
her
a
to actually do
business-
any
look for
interview.
bus-
I don't think she could stand
for-
up in one, you know what I mean? Because everything
Let's
she
try and
says
book
is
her.
just bullshit.
I can call it, and I'll say her from the BBC.
There you go. Tell her you're from the BBC. She might like that. Or tell her you're from MSNBC.
Hi, I'm calling from MSNBC, and we need to do an interview. Jojo from Jurors, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I'm on here. She doesn't have a business contact. She has a Patreon. We can join the Patreon.
Is it free?
Of course it's not free. No, we gotta pay. We gotta give her money, man. Yeah.
I'm not giving this woman a fucking penny.
We can... Okay, here's the following things. She was parodied on the Barry Gibb talk show on SNL. So she's a bit of a celeb now, man.
Yeah, she's got a lot of followers, man.
All right, we join the Patreon, and in there, I'm hoping it's got an option.
Infiltration.
Okay, I'm gonna be the 700th member. It's got 699. I'm not making it up. 69 members. It's a little bit.
Well, she's super popular on Patreon.
Okay, we got three options. Load up the Patreon. We got three options. We got how do you get to it? It's patreon.com/Jojo from Jers. We can get inside her brain for $10 a month. We can get inside. It's just what it says here. We can get inside the team for $30 a month, and she will write a holiday card to us, bro.
Oh man,
fuck, we can
that's
Zoom.
just what I want.
$50 for the Zoom. $50 Zoom. We can do it. We'll live.
We can do a Zoom for $50.
$50 Zoom. Yeah. We can get her on Zoom.
Oh man.
Oh baby, it's just made my day. All right, it's made my fucking week. You
heard that right on the show, guys. You can get inside JoJo from Jurors for $50 a month.
Yeah. Inside her heart, not inside of.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Don't be.
I left that word out.
Man.
I left that out.
Hold on.
That was totally by accident.
Hold on. There's a catch.
Oh no.
There's a catch. It's a group Zoom, and a personalized video from her, Becky or Sue once a year for $50 a month.
Come on now.
Come on. Hold on. There's a higher level. You need to get this up on stream. You need to get the Patreon.
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to get JoJo.
Secret sauce, social media help. $500 a month. You'll get her gratitude. You'll get a JoJo beach towel, a JoJo hoodie, a Zoom with JoJo, an exclusive JoJo t-shirt, holiday card, personalized just for you, live interaction, patron-only political Q&As, State of Rage political live stream. Personal content.
Should we do this, guys?
Exclusive posts about me and my world that's not for the public. I bet that's an interesting world. Political
Does this
posts
need to happen?
Behind the tweets.
Maybe
one-on-one video chat, bro.
Bro, it's this one. We get it on this one. It's $500. Oh my god!
Political Q&A video.
Close. It's not expensive at all. It's just within reach.
Yeah.
We can make. Oh man, this is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead because $500 to insult this woman live is expensive. Please, guys, send us a super thanks and help us build up the money to insult JoJo from Jurors on a Zoom call.
We're gonna have to do a fundraiser. We're gonna have to do something dumb to get this.
We're gonna have to do something.
I want the hoodie. I'm shotgun on the hoodie.
I want. You can have the hoodie, man. I want the beach towel.
JoJo. I didn't see that.
And
State of the Rage.
I want to be able to sit on her. I want to be able to sit on her face next to the pool. You know what I mean?
We get that was cool. $500. We get to be on a political live stream.
Political.
Direct spelling. That's what it says.
Political
live stream. State of the Rage. State of the Rage. Can we listen to that? What is that? So we get to be guests on there for $500.
It looks like you get to be a guest on there. It just says State of Rage political live stream. I guess you get to be a guest on there, but the Knights in Shining Armor for $250. you get that, and also when you're inside her heart for $50, you get that too. I think you just get to watch it.
You mean to say, in order to see her stream, what? So we can't even see it at all,
I
right?
guess.
We've got to sign. We have
You
to
got to
sign
be a
up.
paying member.
We've got
see
to
her
infiltrate.
State of rage. And
My
you know what?
mega
I get to see
idiot.
enough of this woman's unhinged state of the rage on X. I feel like because that's what
Correction. No, it is a personalized video from her. Becky Sue is her MAGA alter ego. Can we find any of that content right now?
Wait a
while
minute,
we're
it's an
just
alter
on
ego?
JoJo?
Is that what you said?
She has an alter ego called Becky Sue, which sounds like she does a redneck character.
Oh, totally. You know she's totally making fun of people from the South because
we need to find these
people
videos.
down
She's
south.
got
We're all a
videos.
bunch of redneck hicks that screw her
She's
sisters.
gonna be
you
doing.
know?
She's and I. This is. Well, I can smell it, man.
Oh yeah, there's blood.
I
in the
know
water,
it.
man.
I know it. It's gonna be somewhere on here. Well, I love my gun. I'm gonna shoot everyone. Let's see.
I'm gonna go suck off my cousin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking find a wormhole and put my dick in the wormhole, baby. What?
Oh God.
She went to the White House, or is that AI? That looked like AI.
The amount
Dude,
of
she
lows
posts so much.
lows
Where's
I
the
have.
hillbilly one? What, we have to actually pay to see this? If we want to see her do a hillbilly impersonation? Maybe
Apparently.
it's on YouTube. I'm going back through tweets. Like, I'm going back and back and back.
Somebody's
and back.
had to have screen recorded this and put it out there.
Dude, she's got a picture of Trump looking like Colonel Sanders from KFC, and it's epic. He looks like based as fuck. So which one are we signing up for? We go for the $500 a month so we can call her, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna
I
be
think the
an
best
epic
way to
stream.
get her attention would be the $500 a month one.
It's going to be an epic stream because like we will literally be able to have a chat with her about gun policy. She wants guns banned, right?
Yeah.
We can like. Hopefully, she never see. Well, no one sees the
She-
stream, so no one's watching.
She likes to check every one of the wokest check boxes. You know what I mean?
We'll say that
She
we're
is
a gun control
diametrically
group.
opposed to my ideology.
Okay. Here's the plan. We say that we are the gun control group.
There you go.
Like we say that we don't like guns as well, and then we get on there
Guns are
and
bad.
we just gaslight her the whole way through until we get our $500 worth, and everyone is dying with laughter. And then we tell her, by the way,
we have
Joe.
to do this.
By the way, Jojo. Sorry, you were actually talking with Gun Coyote. Night.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the beach
money.
towel.
Enjoy the lobster we bought you or whatever. It says on her page, $200 a month. You're her knight in shining armor because you paid all her bills. In what world? She must have a husband who pays all
She
her
does.
bills then. Because what the fuck is this?
She does have a husband,
$200 to pay. What the hell?
What you're doing is helping
What
to
the
pay for her
hell?
next trip to the Louis Vuitton store.
Louis. I got one where she had a Confederate flag up. Oh no, sorry, my Jansen. I can't see any of the videos of her being redneck, but if anyone ever finds them, like,
Please
I
let us
really
know.
want to, really
Support
want
at
to see the Becky
guncody.com.
Sue.
Send
Yeah.
us the link.
It's
Support
called.
at
Hold on, let me
guncody.com.
just. How do you search someone's tweets? Search for Becky Sue. Becky Sue. Nah, there's just actual legit Becky Sue's. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do this. Too much of a boomer.
That's okay.
We'll find it. We'll figure
We'll
this
find
out.
it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out because this is totally something that's up my alley, and I would love to do it.
Is it right up your alley, mate?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Right up there, mate. She's a
Right up there.
She doesn't have a husband. She's a snarky single mom in Jersey.
Oh, a
I'm on
snarky
her
single
page.
mom.
Yeah, she has a podcast on Spotify called "Are You Fucking Kidding Me?"
I'm going to be 100% honest, man. I can understand why she's a single mom because she is just insufferable.
Do you remember that show they used to have called Jersey Shore?
Yes.
Is it not possible that she is from the show Jersey Shore, and she is somehow related, possibly to Snookums in some way? The way she's
Snooky.
looking now.
Snooky
Yeah.
will snooze snooze.
Yeah. My God.
Yo,
man.
maybe we'll make her based, and then she'll want to like find a man. No, that's wishful thinking. She's gone.
Man.
She's gone in the head, man.
No, I think to be honest, she just really, really misses her husband, and so her husband was probably really political, and so she's like political.
Yeah,
She's snarky.
or
she
she
loves
has-
politics.
or she has a she has a mental disorder.
Right. just quickly,
Maybe
let's
she
read
just
some JoJo tweets.
batshit crazy.
Maybe someday women in America will have as many rights as guns do.
That's a pretty bold statement right there. So, you want to have a background check before you can get one? Like
Birthing licenses.
birthing licenses? You want to go and get a background check before you can have a child?
Did that child have a 4473?
Yeah.
I do declare.
Does it have an approval
Yeah.
number?
Yeah. Serial number?
Did you fill out
Is
the
that
paperwork?
serialized? Was your birth serialized?
Did you
Did you
store
do an
your kid
NICS?
in a safe place, a locked compartment?
Here we go. Another tweet from Joe only 9 hours ago. Convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, business fraud. I can almost feel her accent coming on. Business fraud. Donald Trump is a nearly 80-year-old Florida man who has made history as the first president in 28 years to not serve a second term.
Do
Well,
you think she
maybe
tweeted that
that's
while
more
she
Tony
was doing
Soprano.
GTL?
Dude, this tweet's huge. She wrote a fucking wall of text.
Yeah, man.
I can't even bother to read it all, but like, it's fucking insane.
She
She's just
shows
going
up in
around
my
the-
feed all the time because I just
No,
love
no,
to like make some comment to drag her a little bit. You know what I mean? So she shows up in my feed all the time, and she likes to write these epic posts on X.
No, like maybe 1 out of 10 was agreeing in the comments. No one seems to like it, so it goes to show that if you just keep posting and you just keep tweeting and you keep Xing up the space, then yeah.
Yeah.
She was going on about some total bullshit in this one.
Yeah, she
Mamma
does all the
mia.
time, man. She does all the time.
Mamma
She
mia.
gets her political talking points straight from like the DNC and just adds in some fucks and shits and stuff like that, and to make her feel, I guess, justified. And it's just total bullshit. It's like Harry Sisson.
Oh, Harry Sisson. He's a legend. He's way older than his years. He's only like 21. He's fresh out of college. You know, he's still in college.
He's
fucking
but he's a
stupid, though. He's
political
yeah.
genius, right?
That kid there needs to go and do a couple harvests or, you know, get a couple jobs doing something, fail at something, get fired, end up on, you know, hardly any money, can't pay for his apartment, just wants to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels. He needs to get there. And then think about why, like, what are you doing with your life? Everyone needs to get there at some point.
I would like
For
to
a couple
interview
days,
Harry
every couple
Sisson
weeks.
15 years from now and show him the tweets and the stupid ass videos that he made when he was 20 and ask him how it's going for him now. Because to me, most young people are all about, you know, socialism and communism while they're young and in college, and they get out into the real world and they have to start paying taxes, and they're like, fuck that.
Then they're like, oh, hell no, I'm a capitalist. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, or they're British. Or they're fucking Brit, mate. Yeah, and then they...
Speaking of Brits, I got the video.
Well,
up on
that's
stream.
why we've got the video up here. We've got some awesome social policing, guys. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love social policing. That dude's like, fuck off.
Is this not a clown show? Is this not Clown World? This is the Clown World meme forever, by the way, bro. This here.
Yeah,
We can just run this on loop.
This is the Clown World.
It's even got clown music.
Listen, man. This is gayer than the gay video that we watched on last night's stream.
It's not gay enough. No, man. It could be way gayer than this. He could be wearing something even more gay, I'm sure. Don't underestimate them. You know, next year they'll come back and they'll try even harder.
Next year they'll come back with the Borat swimsuits.
yeah. Except there you go. It didn't take long, right? There you go. Yeah, it's I don't know if that's the way you want to go. Does that make you feel safe?
No.
It does surprise me very much so that makes people feel safe. For me, I would be fucking looking over my shoulder every second that there wasn't some terrible, well, you know, just some awful thing happening because, yeah, it's I don't know, it's a very strange thing to see. Yeah.
I just want
it.
to know, do you think the dude covered in rainbows is going to kick in your door to protect you if something's going on, or come inside?
No, he's gonna. No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
well, probably
I'm sure
down
there's some rainbow warriors that will come and help you, but most of the time if they're kicking a door down, it's because you made especially in the UK, it's probably because you made a Facebook post that they didn't agree with, so they're coming to arrest you for that.
I was tagged in a post the other day where they were sharing, and that'd be quite funny to show now, is to split off to this. Show any of the clips of Florida's sheriffs. There's many clips on social media of the sheriff from Florida recommending, you know, from our glorious state, recommending the usage of firearms and warning criminals that if they come near and value their life, it's not a good idea to commit crime. I think it was from Polk County was the one I'm talking about there. But there's a lot of clips. I'll look for a link.
I know which dude you're talking about, and that dude's
you know
face
what I'm
is
talking
fucked.
about, right? Yeah. He's one of our local sheriffs.
And I 100%
let's just
agree.
get it up here. Yeah, I mean it's an incredible contrast to see. It's Sheriff Grady Judd. Yeah, let me get you the link. You know, it's an incredible thing to see of these sort of clown-like officers that are unarmed, wearing this kind of like utility vest. What's the vest for? Don't get confused now, guys. That's not a tactical vest. That doesn't have a plate carrier in it. It's like, what's it for?
He doesn't even have pepper spray. I guess it's to hold his cell phone and his radio.
Let's just pause. Yeah, can you pause the stream a second?
Yeah.
What's the carry?
Let's see if we can spot some stuff.
What's the carry? Like
what
do they? Yeah.
There we go. Let's pause it.
Okay, so radio. It's walkie-talkie.
A flashlight.
Has he got an embroidered rainbow flag on the uniform now?
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean something else? Oh right.
Yeah, both his arms have like an embroidered rainbow flag.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
He's got nothing,
We've come so far.
He'd be like,
I don't understand.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind not to be shitting in the street? Here in the UK,
like
we do
that
nice
video
things.
we saw. Like that video we saw. Oi, mate, you've just shit in the street, mate. You dirty bastard.
Yeah.
We need to clean it away.
Yeah, you call somebody to clean it. I'm going to stand here while you call someone to clean it.
What the fuck is going on? So no firearms, no it's not a tactical vest. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's just a high visibility vest. That's all it is. It's got the Molly stuff on it. It could probably it's got a zipper up the middle. You couldn't even put any plates in that.
You
man.
couldn't. That's what I mean. Yeah. You couldn't. Don't get
Maybe
confused
it's a
by
stab
it. It looks
vest,
very similar.
Since they don't have to worry about guns, only knives in the UK. Maybe it's a stab
dangerous
vest.
job. It's a hell of a dangerous job out there in the UK. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. I can't believe they don't even kit them out with like tactical vests and that, and they expect dads to do it. Like with all the shit that's going on, I think they should be armed and they should have vests on. I think it's really important, and citizens to be armed as well. That's my personal.
That's why he's got the radio, man. That way he can call the Bobby with the baton.
Right. I mean, they've let the CS gas off on me before, and there was a fight going on, you know, and they let the gas off. It didn't stop the fight at all. They just went and came back. If guns were involved, I don't think there would have been any fight at all. It would have been a standoff, and everyone would have gone home. Probably, they wouldn't have fucked around so much.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot of
I've been
that.
CS gas too, and not in the gas chamber. It's not a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you got your video on your channel, haven't you? When you got, was it
Well,
Bear Mace?
that was Mace, but we got a CS gas too, because Kilo Company of 3-8 decided to start a brawl with the Pogue barracks. If you don't know what a Pogue is, it's personnel other than grunt. If you're not an infantryman, you're a Pogue. And Weapons Company got involved in that, and it was such a large brawl that they called the MPs in, and they brought the SWAT team in, and they're just firing canisters of CS into the crowd to disperse them while they're out there having this huge fight. Why are the cops doing that? Because UK cops are really gay.
We don't know why they're doing it. No, that's what we were reviewing it about. Apparently, it's like a good idea. I don't know. It's not something that I understand. I just don't understand it, but I understand that people have different ways of life. I just don't understand. Is that policeman gay then? Is that what he's telling us? Is he like coming out?
Maybe he's just having a good time, man.
Just having a good time, but like, all right, cool. Why is tax money spent on? It doesn't make no sense to me. Like, if it makes people happier and it makes the world a better place, cool.
Yeah, maybe they're like, hey, you want to be in this parade? And he's like, sure, man, I'm going to eat a fistful of shrooms, and I'm going to go out here and dance with rainbows and markers and toot on my whistle. He's got his rape whistle.
You're a mind reader, I swear, man. Yeah, that's what happened, for sure. That's what's going on there. He's tripping balls. Now it makes sense. It's complete context. It's needed context. The clip needed context. That's all it is.
That's what it is.
He's just tripping balls. It's just tripping balls. England's just one massive drug... That is true. It is just one massive, like, drug rave. You know what I mean? Like, just everyone's on drugs. When I grew up there, that's all anyone done was drugs. And just drugs. Constant drugs. MDMA, ketamine. Ask any Brit, you know, it's true. They don't do meth. They do crazy shit. Yeah. So, let's go from that contrast now to Sheriff Grady Judd. He's got a message for criminals.
Oh, I already had it up once, but that's okay. I'm being a boomer over here. I'm being a boomer.
You being a
It's
boomer,
not a
zoomer?
It's not a stream if I'm not being a boomer, man.
You're being be a zoomer, man.
Zoomer.
Don't be a boomer, be a zoomer.
I would rather be called a boomer than a zoomer.
No, it's my fault for keeping on talking. I saw you got it ready. I'll take this.
But we have received information in social media that some of the criminals were going to take their criminal conduct into the neighborhoods. I would tell them, if you value your life, you probably shouldn't do that in Polk County, because the people of Polk County like guns. They have guns. I encourage them to own guns, and they're going to be in their homes tonight with their guns loaded. And if you try to break into their homes to steal, to set fires, I'm highly recommending they blow you back out of the house with their guns.
Hell yeah. As he says that, I've got like 3 loaded guns within arm's distance. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. An armed society is a polite society, and if you kick somebody's door in, or you try to get in their house, or you do get in their house, you should totally expect to be sent to the afterlife.
All right, and why do you know what I mean? Why would you need to have like such a advanced, more like a 911 situation where you have to call the like when you can just have someone armed in their own house and you can give a directive like that from the sheriff? Why do they need to have social policing? Why do we need to change the system?
You don't, because when you fuck around, you find out.
Yeah. So, there you go. Hell of a contrast there.
And speaking of
I don't
guns
think it gets
within
more
arm's
contrasting.
distance, I'm going to go ahead and plug this. Guys, we got a short review video of the Wilson Combat Experior 9mm. That's going to be on YouTube. Should be tomorrow. So make sure you guys go and check out that video of us going out there and just having a little fun, a little quick overview and review of the Wilson Combat. Nothing too serious, you know, but just having some fun on what was admittedly a very hot day. But you know, it's a great gun, and you guys should definitely check out the video. I think you'll get some appreciation for it, and you can make fun of my really poor shooting skills.
Come on, some really salty comments. There's got to be some real zesty comments. You guys can drag me for my shitty shooting. Should we read some comments? You do a comment read on some of the shorts.
Oh,
pull them up, man. Let's read some comments.
Yeah, let me get those brought up here. My favorites are like the Gravy Seal one. They never get tired of the Gravy Seal one, man. But you're not hurting my feelings, guys, because I don't give a shit at the end of the day. Let's see. Trying to find. Oh yeah. Let's do the M1 Garen one because there are some good comments on that one too. Helps if I'm not doing boomer stuff.
Right. It always helps. Like I'm saying, you got to be a zoomer, not a boomer, bro. You got to try and get younger and get the haircut.
I got to get the haircut, bro. That's what it is. I'm missing the haircut.
The zoomer haircut. It's crucial.
I do like this video though, so we're gonna watch it. Oh yeah. I just want to throw it out there because there's a whole lot of comments of there's no ping. Yeah, there actually is a ping. You just have to turn the volume up because the spring that ejects the in-block clip in this particular rifle is a little weak, so it doesn't make a very loud ping. I like this. To all gun owners, treat your firearm as if it was loaded and do not, I repeat, do not throw or toss your firearm, please and thank you. Alright, bro. I used a GoPro and I dropped this thing from like 6 inches. Okay. This rifle has been dropped much further. Can we please stop slamming guns around? How did this become so popular? Because it's my gun.
It's only half on. It's still getting cut off, man. We can't read it.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to hit transition. I'm sorry. Boomer things.
Oh, you got to transition into...
I got to transition.
You hit the hit transition.
Yeah, I got to transition, man.
That's how it works. Maximum respect. This is the rifle that won half of the Second World War. Okay, that was a nice one.
That was a nice one. Look at me, I'm cool. I throw my firearms around because I'm a rebel. You're not in wartime, buddy. No, but I have been in war. Have you?
What did you write back to him?
Oh, yeah, I think yeah, let's see.
Let's see what you wrote back.
Yeah, I said, nah, we just own so many, it's normal. Plus, it was already battle-hardened, so we'll be doing it a discredit for start being all cucked. Let's see.
Almost gave it a thumbs down for throwing a piece of history around like that. Man, they are soft on this. It's a fucking rifle. What do you think is going to happen, man? Well, I guess, you can't buy a new one, so I should shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but you can buy a new stock.
Yeah, you can buy a new stock.
This stock's beat all to hell anyway because it probably went through fucking Korea. I'm reporting you for gun abuse. That one was actually kind of funny. But yeah, people were losing their minds because I dropped this thing on a table from like 6 inches, man.
Have you got any new comments? The comments have slowed down a bit.
Comments have slowed down on
it. Yeah.
It's been up for a while,
the ones when they get really fucking angry about some point. That's more on other videos, right? Not on this one. You know, and they start like writing Like 3 a.m.
Oh
rant,
yeah, yeah,
2
yeah, yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
rant.
Let's
Coming back from the bar.
the 3 a.m. rants. Let's find one of those.
Yeah.
Probably there's probably some 3 a.m. rants on this one. I think there have. Not a single target was harmed in the making of this commercial. You are absolutely correct, because when I made this video, I didn't have any targets up there, so I was just shooting the shit out of the trees. The trees were fucked up, though.
The worms, the woodworms were fucked.
The woodworms were totally fucked. If there was a spider in the trees, he's pissed.
It was all fucked.
You spelled FAL wrong. Like, all right, guys, I get it. I love the M1A and the M14 series rifles. We all know they're not the king of battle rifles. I did that just to piss people off, and it worked very well. And again, this is one of those rifles that you either love the rifle or you hate it. There's no in between.
Play it. Play the video.
Sure.
So people can see it in case they haven't seen it.
Man, it'd be a lot nicer to have something short. That'll work. Man, it'd be a lot nicer to have something short.
I think you should remake it with the
That'll work.
with the target. The thing is with the target, you're gonna blow some fucking holes in it. You
Nah, it'd be okay.
Oh, okay.
It's already got holes in it. Fuck it. I suspect a high portion of this video's budget went to ammunition. You are correct. 100% of this video's budget went to ammunition.
Really?
I spent like $200
cheap.
worth of ammo making this video.
Yeah.
LMAO, for a split second, the camera angle makes him look like he's the size of a leprechaun. And that recoil looks like it's going to have him the first recoil-induced concussion in recorded history. Well, it didn't give me a recoil-induced concussion, but I actually am leprechaun size. So that wasn't that was not a camera illusion. I actually am a leprechaun.
That's why we shot it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have like lowered the camera so I looked taller and pulled the whole Tom Cruise thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I ain't a bitch.
We didn't. Have we like hidden the? I thought there was way more. Like
There was, and I'm just
I thought it was
struggling
really.
to find them.
Did they
man.
delete their comments?
They might have.
Like they came back and they were like, "That was way too harsh, man." There was way crazier comments. I swear.
Yeah, there totally was.
There was people like calling you fucking all kinds of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just leprechauns. They were like, "You're a fucking idiot. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Why'd you
You're a
put
fat
optic
fuck."
on it?" Yeah.
And like,
We were
all right,
looking for
guys,
the hate.
I'm like 10 pounds over what my recommended weight is. I like food, and I don't move like I used to. When you got bad knees, it's hard to do that cardio. But I don't really care because I like my food.
That was Iron Sight genius. That's what one guy said.
Oh, yeah. They somehow forget that. That was another thing I noticed on there, too. They were like raging in a lot of the comments because I have the scope on the full-size M1A there. First off, it goes down to a 4-power. Okay. Second, the mount, you can actually look through underneath the mount and use the iron sights, too. So it's not really a big deal. People fail to realize that. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to understand.
To give a reminder to people is we are giving away an awesome prize on our X. Yes. But we can't tell you about it on any other stream. So you got to get
But it rhymes with Freedom Seeds.
It rhymes with Freedom Seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really rhyme with Freedom Seeds. It is Freedom Seeds.
It rhymes with it is Freedom Seeds. What? Yeah, it is Freedom Seeds. So yeah, head over to our X profile, Gun Coyote, over there, Gun_Coyote.
This dude's smoking crack. Put the 50-round drum on it and it will ease recoil. Or you're wearing golf shoes or spike shoes. Well, actually, I'm wearing some really cool hunting shoes. I can't remember the brand name right now, but they're pretty badass shoes, especially in the wintertime because they're waterproof. They keep your feet really warm. But there's no way in fuck that I'm putting a 50-round 308 drum on any rifle. First off, drum magazines are garbage.
Right.
You should never use one because they're just unreliable.
Right.
And then they just make the rifle entirely too heavy. Yeah, there's some guy. No, that reminds me. There's some guy on here like bitching about my IFAK. Like, you need a smaller IFAK. Yeah, I get that. I would have a smaller IFAK too if I was operating in a unit where we had more medical supplies. But I anticipate that I will be by myself, so I want as many medical supplies in my IFAK as possible. That baby can ride on your headgear. I hate to be on the receiving end. It was right on my headgear. But that's because I didn't have my helmet adjusted right because I just put those earmuffs on. Hadn't set it up for that. And I only did that because the SOCOM 16 is a punisher. The muzzle brake that comes from the factory on the SOCOM 16, if you don't have muffs on, it's like somebody smacking you in your left ear with their open hand, you know, just bitch slapping the shit out of you.
Right. And what did you have on?
Comments, man. They're like gone. I can't find them.
Yeah, that was a bit of a okay. We should well, we found out.
I'm suddenly
we found out. Yeah, I'm disappointed as well. I think people deleted them because they felt it was too harsh. Maybe, man.
They might.
I don't know. That is weird. There was some way more harsher comments on there.
Yeah. There was some shit that I would wake up early in the morning and I would see the notifications. I'd go look at it and be like, "Damn, that's hard. That's harsh." You know, like that. If I had feelings, it would probably hurt mine.
We got a little bit
$40
of
that's totally true.
We got a little bit of comedy. I put in the chat for you.
Oh yeah.
Having a look at Brits.
Let's take a look at the British people. I love the British people.
I love them. They're awesome.
Because I don't know what's wrong with them. Sorry, Paul.
Bit of a mystery. No, it's...
It was really fun. Where's your accent from? London. Oh. I was in England. It was really fun. I was making fun of them a lot. You live there now? Yeah. Dude, I was making fun. Can I? I was making fun of them because it's so medieval over there. Here's the example when the Queen died. My buddy was like, "Have you heard? The Queen has passed, and Prince Charles is taking the throne." I'm like, "Are you reading a book? You want me to play along? Have you alerted the town crier?" What do you want me to say? Then they heckle me. They're like, "You've got a gun problem." They said, "We have a gun problem." And I was like, "Yeah, at least it's a modern problem." It's the biggest violent crime in London right now. Knives. Yeah, they have a dagger problem. If only I'd done this. You can't dodge a bullet, baby. America. It's a serious problem. And you can dodge a bullet if you just look to the right a little bit.
It's pretty good. He's right. You can dodge a bullet. All you got to do is look right, and you're good. But it's serious too, man. I mean, it's a serious thing. He's making fun of a serious thing.
Yeah.
You don't hear about knife problems in the U.S. because we have guns. In the U.K., you don't have guns. So, well, for the most part, so you have knives and blunt objects.
Yep. And that's what you get. And there's way more crime and incidences of crime, especially over in Sweden, where they've really got rid of the guns. You know, the rape is through the roof.
Well, we can break that down a little bit, but there's people that wouldn't like it as to like one of the driving factors behind that.
Well, let's talk about the fact that if they were arming themselves, then regardless of who's committing the rape, let's abstract away from that.
They would be smoked.
Yeah, right. Let's just talk about that and like don't fall into the sticky tar pit of getting called other things, because it's not really about that. It could be anyone, couldn't it? Don't be prejudiced. Could be about anyone that fucks you. FAFO. Just have that approach. I think the whole prejudice is what they're using to prevent you from being able to arm yourself, defend yourself.
That's just me being an equal opportunity hater.
Yeah, I think it's equal opportunities on this stream and in the world, you know.
Yeah. I'm not bigoted at all. I equally hate everyone.
Everyone's getting the same shit.
You can be my best friend or my worst enemy. You're gonna catch the same smoke.
Yep. I think we're at the end of shit, bro. Are we gonna wrap it up there, or if we
it's midnight now. Anyway, we've been going almost 2.5 hours, you know, and we both have things to do tomorrow. And unfortunately, because my wife goes to work so early, it is my responsibility to get my daughter dressed, and I have to get up extra early so I can do her hair.
Right.
Have you ever tried to do like a woman's hair, or say a little girl's hair? Do you know how hard that shit is? I'm like a monkey fucking a football over here trying to make a ponytail. You know? And my wife showed me so many times, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's how you do it, huh? And then I go to do it, and it just looks all fucked up.
I've never done a woman's hair. I've never done any hairdressing. No.
Yeah, man.
I've cut my own hair, like giving me a shave in my head before.
Go ask your wife if you can make her hair into a ponytail, and just try it. Just try it. Try to make a ponytail. You know, like this thing that you imagine is like incredibly easy, because you see women out all the time. They'll just throw their hands up and pull their hair back a little bit and throw that scrunchie in, and bam, there's that ponytail. Right? That shit's not that easy, man. I am incapable.
I have a feeling it's really easy. It's just a technique. You got to see this though. Something I just seen that I got tagged in. I don't know what's going on. It's in your DMs. This guy is live streaming right now. The live stream subject is he's gonna rob everyone he sees.
What?
Maybe we stay on for a second. Yeah. He's just walking around. Let's get the audio up on the stream. Yeah. Let's get his stream up on our stream. He's walking around. He's gonna rob everyone he sees. I don't know if he's American. He's English.
Okay, yeah, let's check this out.
But the profile says he's a time
I'm just kind of hoping that
hell bent on saving
some hotties fucking pull over and rape me.
Or from evil.
Bro, if this dude robs someone,
if this is for real, yeah. If we're live streaming this shit, ladies and gentlemen, you have a front row seat. We're gonna call the cops on this guy. Maybe. Let's see.
At this point, rape is the only option.
This is crazy. He's just walking around right now saying he's gonna rob.
I am fucking tired of it.
He only has 3 years.
Game over.
That would be real. All right. I'm gonna say
this. In your XDX.
You want some?
This is probably me.
You gotta take it against my will.
This dude could be robbing someone. If he actually does rob someone on live stream, he could be picking the wrong fucking dude.
That could be pretty interesting.
This could happen on live stream right now. That would be some fucking crazy shit.
We
need to find out where he is and get people in this local area on the stream. We need to hook this up.
I'd even let her cut me a little.
He also needs to clean his fucking camera lens. Because his camera's got a real bad
just a little bit
right now.
What's he saying?
What?
It doesn't hurt that bad. Maybe the sight of a little blood would turn her on. Chicks are fucked up like that. Or at least that's what I've been told.
What?
Maybe he picked like a intentional. Oh no, he's buffering, bro. The fuck.
He said something about blood turning him on.
For real? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he just said that.
All right, we might have stumbled across a really fucked up individual.
Oh shit! No, he's back. He's back.
What's going on? Let me refresh.
We need to find out what time. Like, is this like a mental breakdown live on stream?
I've been told.
Are we spectating right now?
We could be.
Telling from a friend.
Oh, it's fucking buffering.
I got it. It's back now. I think. Yeah. He keeps buffering, man. Sorry guys, I'm trying to rob some people in a shoddy cell phone signal part of town.
You needed to rob some cell service.
You should have got an iPhone, man. You got like a fucking Walmart phone.
I'm trying to get a chick who's not into that
Filming this on a potato.
Cut me.
He keeps talking, but I can't hear him because we're talking over him.
Oh yeah.
What's he
I
saying?
keep fucking up. I keep trying to make commentary during the buffer sessions because of his shitty.
I don't like that dominatrix fucking weirdo shit.
Okay.
Just be nice to have like a sweet little pretty young woman just fucking give me a slice across the chest. Just fuck you. Hey, before she rode you? Or well, or whatever, buddy. Hey, it's your fucking, it's your life. Live it.
Look, there's cars there. Carjack somebody. You're going to rob people, carjack somebody. Get smoked by that dude that's got his pistol strapped to his dash.
Somewhere romantic. Hey, like behind one of those tanks. We could get to know each other a little better.
Shall I go onto his stream and start chatting with him?
I don't know.
What's your name? What's your size, you know? Hey, like fucking, you know, what's your sign? What's your size too, though? Because it's fucking, if it's dark, I can't see. I don't want to put my hands on you too soon. Just whisper in my ear, just fucking, you know.
Bro, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Though.
There's a healthy range, I think everyone's aware.
The shit he talks about is like, what? He's like dominatrix shit. And
the more this dude talks, the more uncomfortable I'm becoming. And he's coming up on like
Canadian brew house.
Now,
Every
so
time I
he's
fucking
bound to
walk
run
up here and
into
I'm gonna go in, I just circle around and I fucking walk home. I'm serious. Probably 20, 30, 40 times. I just walk up here. I think maybe I'll meet the girl of my dreams.
He's Canadian, he said.
And then I fucking turn around and walk home. That's probably what I'll do tonight too. Because I don't think she's in there. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I'm willing to bet I'm not.
This is cooked. We need the cops on speed.
In fact, I know she is.
Where's he going right now? Where is he? What's his location?
She doesn't drink. Oh, though,
Be right back.
that's kind of a trick question. I was going to go in there and I don't drink. Holy fuck, man.
He doesn't drink. Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't
Fucking
drink.
graveyard's
He's not a
more
drinker.
bumping than this. Not even one person drinking a coffee. Holy fuck, I almost fell on my lips. I'm just gonna keep on moving because, yeah, it's fucked as usual. What a fucking shithole. I hate everything. I'm gonna kill myself. Let's go. Here, let's do something easy, but for some reason still seems to impress people.
I think he's just an attention whore. And
Holy fuck, sometimes I just can't
he's
walk.
gonna go
Like
kill
I just
himself now.
both my feet just like fell into that fucking so fucked.
What in the actual fuck?
This is the weirdest shit. Oh, I'm kind of walking like a penguin there for a second. That was weird. Excuse me, sir. Hold on, I need to talk to you. And that's just when they're walking. You should see what they're doing when they're fucking kicking your ass. Okay, what do you like, the Jeep or the truck? Let's go to All-Arama.
Who's he talking to? He doesn't even have a chat. He has 3 viewers.
Fucking all or nothing. Just waiting for some dude's old lady to hop out and bang me. Oh, hack my fucking lungs out. I meant to go to 7-Eleven. Mostly because I love the fucking
This
people.
is a cop-out. He's not doing anything. He's not going to rob anyways. He's complete bullshit.
Did your sarcasm meter go off? Should have fucking melted down. The only worst people at fucking Walmart is fucking 7-Eleven. Scum of the earth. You fucking bastards.
Sorry, I'm back where
Oh.
Did I miss
Yeah,
anything?
well, I can tell by the state of the vehicle you're fucking 17, so keep driving. Or you're just retarded. In that case, come back.
I'm back, buddy. Did I miss anything?
Hey, not really. He's just walking around. He went up to like a bar. He says he's talking to himself. He doesn't seem to have a chat. He went up to a bar and then just walked past it.
What?
And then, I don't know. He says
Fucking
that he's,
felt the eyes on me there.
I really don't understand it.
Must be a cop. Oh, I should have went to the movie. Oh,
I think
lost
it's
my
a
fucking
cry
bank
for
card.
help. He's not going to rob anyone, man. It's bullshit.
This is what
It's
it seems like. It's a cry
It's not
for
bad
help,
enough
man.
I have like fucking...
That said, it's something that could potentially escalate. You know what I mean?
Look, it's white person problems, but I don't give a fuck. I'm broke and it sucks. And then I lose my fucking bank card. Great. Oh, now you can't have your shitty amount of money until 2 weeks from now. We'll hold what little you have even longer. Bitch. Ah, fuck, fine.
Well, maybe we'll wrap it up there. I don't know. I'm kind of not intrigued anymore. Like, this guy, he's not doing it.
About to drive to fucking
not doing it.
Tangerine
It's one of those
headquarters.
things.
Cry for
It's
help.
bullshit. Cry for help, yeah,
Probably
for
what
sure.
they expect me to do.
Yeah. All right, man. Until next time, yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah. Cheers.